I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Your savior is here!
What if the God of Mischief became the universe's last hope? What if mercy, not power, was the real glorious purpose all along? At the end of Loki Season 2, something strange happens. A character we once knew for chaos and deception sits alone on a throne of timelines, holding together the fabric of all existence. It's a beautiful image. It's also kind of confusing. How did we get here? And is this the end of Loki's story? Hello, I'm Kevin Harris, and I help people understand themselves by helping them understand the stories that resonate with them.
Always have been. Always will be.
Whatever we do, we're playing God.
We are gods.
Loki's journey through the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been nothing short of transformative, from his early days as the God of Mischief to his pivotal role in the multiverse's fate.
You really are the worst, brother.
Loki's character arc reaches a profound culmination in Season 2 of Loki.
I think it's about self-acceptance. You've got a character who doesn't know how to change and grow, and we have this amazing story that's actually about coming to terms with who you are.
This season not only delves deep into themes of destiny, sacrifice, and redemption, but also intricately weaves elements of Norse mythology, particularly the concept of Yggdrasil, or the Tree of Life, into its narrative fabric.
Your ancestors called it magic, and you call it science. Well, I come from a place where they're one and the same thing.
One cannot discuss Loki without acknowledging the Time Variance Authority, or TVA's stunning production design. I would watch this show just for its retro-futuristic aesthetic. With its labyrinthine hallways, vintage computer interfaces, and bureaucratic monotony, it evokes a sense of timelessness and authority, but it also serves a purpose. The visual splendor serves as a backdrop to the series' exploration of order versus chaos, highlighting the TVA's role as both guardian and oppressor of the sacred timeline. It's a world where mid-century modern design meets cosmic significance, making every frame a visual treat. Admittedly, much of Season 2 meanders through what might feel like filler episodes. The narrative takes its time, immersing viewers in the complexities of time travel, variant identities, and multiversal politics. However, this deliberate pacing mirrors Loki's own journey of self-discovery. Each episode lays the groundwork for the climactic revelations, emphasizing that understanding one's purpose is a process, not an event. It's only in hindsight that the show makes sense, much like how individual threads come together to form a grand design. The conclusion of the first season sees Sylvie making a fateful decision, killing he who remains. This act parallels the biblical narrative of Eve consuming the forbidden fruit, leading to the fall from grace. He who remains, much like a deity of justice, maintains order through stringent control.
You know what would happen if we didn't prune the timeline?
What?
Chaos. Death.
Free will?
His demise unleashes chaos, symbolizing the loss of innocence and the onset of free will, with all its accompanying uncertainties. This allegory underscores the series' exploration of autonomy versus predestination, challenging characters and viewers alike to ponder the true cost of freedom. The TVA's mission to prune divergent timelines and maintain a singular sacred timeline mirrors Thanos' objective of balancing the universe by eliminating half its population.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist. I call that mercy.
Both approaches serve as utilitarian solutions to perceived chaos, sacrificing the few for the many. However, such actions raise ethical dilemmas about the value of individual lives versus the greater good. The TVA's actions, though cloaked in bureaucratic detachment, reveal the perils of absolute power wielded without empathy, echoing the moral dilemmas presented by Thanos' infamous snap.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Enter Victor Timely, a variant of He Who Remains, whose endeavors to repair the temporal loom evoke parallels with another Victor from fiction, that of Mary Shelley's Dr. Frankenstein. Both characters embody the archetype of the overreaching scientist, delving into realms beyond human comprehension. Timely's creation, a loom, which looks like a funnel, is designed to manage the multiverse's vast timelines, but ultimately proves inadequate. This narrative thread serves as a cautionary tale about the danger of attempting to control the uncontrollable, highlighting the unintended consequences of playing God.
Here he is.
At one point, we are shown a card that reveals that Loki has dedicated centuries to mastering the intricacies of the temporal loom. Collaborating with Ouroboros to devise a solution, this relentless pursuit of knowledge and redemption showcases Loki's departure from his former self-serving nature. However, the ultimate result is the realization that the loom was never meant to handle infinite timelines, symbolizing the futility of imposing manufactured order on inherent chaos. This epiphany propels Loki toward his ultimate act of sacrifice. Drawing a parallel to Doctor Strange's revelation during the battle against Thanos.
Went forward in time to view alternate futures, to see all the possible outcomes of the coming conflict.
Where only one path led to victory.
There was no other way.
Loki confronts a singular harrowing choice. To save the multiverse, he must sacrifice himself. This decision not only underscores his growth from a self-absorbed trickster to a selfless savior, but also aligns him with Christ-like figures in mythology and literature, beings whose death brings about the salvation of others. Watching this show, it's easy to forget that Loki is considered a god in Norse mythology. And at the end of the series, Loki fully embraces his godhood, not as a ruler seeking dominion.
You're missing the point. There's no throne. There is no version of this where you come out on top.
But as a guardian ensuring the survival of all realities.
I know what I want. I know what kind of god I need to be. For you.
This metamorphosis from the God of Mischief to a deity of mercy and protection signifies his attainment of true glorious purpose, fulfilling his destiny in an unexpected yet profoundly meaningful manner. In his final act, Loki reconstructs the multiverse in a form reminiscent of Yggdrasil, the world tree from Norse mythology.
My father explained it to me like this, that your world is one of the 9 realms of the cosmos, linked to each other by the branches of Yggdrasil, the world's tree.
This cosmic structure serves as a bridge connecting various realms, symbolizing unity amidst diversity. By establishing this new axis mundi, or center of the world, the Holy of Holies, Loki creates a central point where the spiritual and material converge. This act not only stabilizes the multiverse, but also reaffirms the interconnectedness of all existence, where heaven and earth overlap. On a personal level, Loki's journey reflects the individual's quest for inner truth and transformation. The Omphalos, or sacred center, can be interpreted as the core within each person where profound realizations occur. Loki's internal odyssey underscores the importance of self-discovery and the harmonization of one's chaotic and ordered aspects, leading to a more integrated and authentic self. Through Loki's ultimate sacrifice, the eternal tension between justice and mercy finds resolution. He who remains once maintained order through fear and absolute control, justice in its coldest form, but this justice came at the cost of autonomy, of possibility, of life. When Loki takes the throne not to rule but to serve, he brings a new order, one rooted in compassion. His intervention doesn't erase justice, rather, it fulfills its demands through a deeper law, that of mercy offered by a willing sacrifice. This echoes the classic archetype of a god who dies on a tree to save others, not because they deserve it, but precisely because they don't. It's mercy at its most radical, and in doing so, Loki doesn't just protect the timelines, he validates them. He gives them the right to exist, even in their messiness, even in their unpredictability. In mythology, coming of age often requires the symbolic killing of the father. In this story, Loki's variant Sylvie doesn't just kill he who remains, but they dismantle the ideology he represented. More importantly, Loki parts ways with his own former self, the power-hungry trickster whose ambitions were rooted in insecurity. That Loki had to die for this one to live. In a narrative sense, it's a rare kind of character development, an anti-villain becoming a messianic figure, not through conquest but surrender. His old self, the one who craved a throne, is gone, but in an ironic twist, he finally gets one, and this time he didn't steal it, he earned it. Mobius's final scene is equally telling. He doesn't seek power or glory, he steps away, choosing to observe a timeline he never got to live. Much like Captain America choosing Peggy, Mobius is opting for peace after duty, an echo of the hero who served, now reclaiming his humanity. It's a soft, almost melancholic resolution, and it reminds us that endings aren't always dramatic. Sometimes they're just a man watching kids play in the backyard, wondering what might have been. And this brings us full circle to Yggdrasil, to the Omphalos, to the place where the spiritual and material overlap. In Norse cosmology, the world tree is more than structure. It's connection. It binds all things, seen and unseen. Loki, by becoming the heart of this multiverse tree, becomes that sacred center. But this isn't just cosmic lore, it's deeply personal. The world tree is not only out there in the stars, but also within. In myth and meditation alike, the navel of the world is the place where we encounter mystery, truth, and transformation. It's where identity breaks down and is reborn. Loki didn't just change the multiverse, he became whole. And in doing so, maybe he invites us to do the same, to confront the parts of ourselves that feel unworthy, to sit with our failures long enough that they transform into offerings, to realize that mercy isn't something we wait for, it's something we become. So what's the moral of this story? It may be just this, that we aren't bound to the story that we are born into. You can change, you can grow. You can sacrifice a self that no longer serves you to become the version of yourself that does. Even if it takes a lifetime, even if no one else sees it, even if the throne you earn is one where you sit alone, not to rule, but to protect what you once thought you had to conquer. And maybe, like Loki, your glorious purpose has been waiting not at the end of power, but in the heart of mercy. If you connected with this story, if Loki's journey made you reflect on your own, consider subscribing. Not just because we talk about superheroes, but because we're all trying to figure out what our purpose is. And sometimes the stories that we love are the ones that we need the most to help us find our purpose. Thanks again for watching. I'm Kevin Harris.